What is up, guys? It's Nicola here today in another video. I really appreciate you guys clicking on it. Unfortunately, today's going to be a bit different of a video, I'll say. I haven't really had the time lately to go and do some really good fishing, but I was still able to comprise a little video of why you're missing a lot of fish and how you can fix it. Me personally, I've missed a lot of fish and I've caught a lot of fish and I've learned from my experience, and I'd love to share that with you guys, so catch you guys in the video. First thing I want to mention is whenever you hook a fish, make sure you always keep your line tight. Always. Look here, I'm reeling in, a fish is following it, I'm getting bites, and boom, great hook set. But look at this, I'm not keeping my rod tip up, and then I walk back there to go ahead and grab my net, and what happens? Boom, I lose the fish because I'm not tightening my line up. Make sure your reel handle is always super secure onto your reel, because look here, I noticed before it was too late that I did not have my reel tight enough. So what do? I went and fixed it ahead and got back to fishing. If I were to do that when I lost a fish, that would be really bad. Alright, tip number 3, make sure you always have good knots. Here you'll see I'm tying just the regular common fisherman's knot and just loop it around 6 to 12 times is what I like to go by. And here you see I pass it through the hole of the line. I know the quality of this isn't the best, sorry. Tried my best. And you see I pulled it down, and it works for smaller fish, but then you pull it hard enough and it comes off clean. So there is a way to fix this. You can see this very clearly right here. That's not a small fish right there. Get the hook set. Amazing hook set. Fighting this fish, it feels amazing and pretty excited. Gabe's ready with the net over there. Shoreline Heroes, shout out to him. And just reeling in, it's not a small fish. You might be able to see it jump in the water right there. I don't know if you saw that splash. Quite a good fish if you could ask me, but I might be a little biased. But just reeling in, you can see the bend on that rod, and that's a pretty heavy rod right there. Reeling it, and my drag set pretty good on here. Reeling in, and it comes right about here where it gets really close. You might be able to see it a little bit, but I know the camera quality, again, not amazing, but it's pretty big. And there it splashes again. Boom, I'm trying to get it into the net, but it's still fighting with everything. And it comes right to about here, and boom, snaps, because I was using the regular old fisherman's knot. Here we go right here, tying the same exact knot. This is a way to improve it. So do the 6 to 12 loops right here, but then with a twist. When you finish that, put it again through the hole right there, as you can see, right at the eye of the hook. Perfect. And then you see that loop we just made? Pass it back through that loop. I'm pretty sure this is called like an improved fisherman's knot. And it works amazing, and we'll show you just when I get it. Boom, right there. You can lubricate it, pulling it down, tightening it, and as you can see, it is super tight. Works amazing. This next part I also cannot stress enough. It is super important to always have someone who can net really good. Super important. Sometimes you'll have someone who can't net it, and boom, you lose the fish right there because of their terrible net job. I thankfully haven't had too much of an issue with this, so here's just some pictures of fish I've been able to catch because my buddies actually know how to net, for God's sake. I also want to mention right now, your weight distribution is always key. See here how I have a really big weight for a pretty small hook? Should be more like this, a smaller weight for a smaller hook. That's why I go by smaller weight, smaller hook, bigger weight, and a bigger hook. This goes for bobbers too, as you can see. Way too big of a weight for way too small of a bobber. It's just going to pull the bobber down. Should be more balanced like this, or even a smaller weight than this, so that it keeps it down well, but also isn't too big. This also goes with if you're using no bobber at all. It makes more sense, because if you're reeling in a fish with a smaller hook and a bigger weight, that bigger weight is going to clamp against that swivel or just the hook, which is really going to cause more damage to the line and the knot, which you have a higher chance of breaking off then if you use a smaller weight. The last tip, I promise. You can call this weight distribution, but I want to put it in its own category in case some people disagree, but using the right size rod for the right size fish. You can clearly see here by this awesome diagram, this is way too big of a rod for way too small of a fish. And as you can see here, this is way too small of a rod for way too big of a fish. It should be more like this, a smaller rod for a smaller fish so you can evenly balance out and have a fun bite, and a bigger rod for a bigger fish for the same reason. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know that was a little tough of a video, didn't have much time to put that together, but believe me, those tips have helped me, they might help you, and if you guys liked the video, let me know. If you didn't like the video, also let me know. I know it was, again, tough to watch, but next Saturday, I promise we will have a fishing video. I promise. So be here, be ready to watch. It'll be a good one. See you guys later. Bye.